Hello everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Galang Buana Gangga with the student number 2510731010. So today I will make another video assignment. Okay. So last week we talked about second language and then first language and then things like that, how we can acquire our first language and then how we can learn our second language, things like that. In today's video, we will talk about something a little bit more complicated. Yeah, for me it's a bit complicated. So I forgot the main title, but it is mainly talking about psycholinguistic, clinical linguistic, and also neurolinguistic. Yeah, before we get into the topic, um, I would like to apologize to all of you guys because yeah, things are not going really well right now. Everything on my body hurts, my head hurts, my eyes hurt, my nose is blocked, my neck hurts, and then my whole body is cold. I don't know what happened, but yeah, I caught a rain 3 times in a row for the past 3 days. I feel like that's one of the reason, and I also caught a flu and also fever. So I would like to apologize for that. Yeah, I would sound dumb or goofy for this specific video because yeah, I'm sick. So let's get into the topic. Uh, so where do we start? Let's start from psycholinguistic. Yeah, sure. In the island, I'm pretty sure the first material is about psycholinguistic. So what is psycholinguistic? Psycholinguistic is a study of how we can connect between language and psychology. So it mainly explores about how we can produce a language and then how we can acquire a language that is included in psychological psycholinguistic. So it also includes like how we can understand the speech. So if someone is talking to you, whether it's your friend or your family or whoever it is, you would understand what it means, and then how you can form a new sentence to talk with someone, and then how when we were just born, how we can learn our first language. That is all included in psycholinguistics. There are some main areas in this topic. The first one is acquisition. Acquisition is, yeah, it's pretty clear from the name. It is how we acquire our first language when we were just born. And then the second one is production. Production is the thing that we make, is the thing that we produce with that language. For example, uh, if we are talking with someone, obviously we have to decide what we want to say, what words that we will use, and then how can we form the grammar. Do we use the simple past, simple present, present perfect, things like that, and then how we can pronounce the word correctly. That is everything included in production. Meanwhile, comprehension is how we can understand about others. So if someone is talking to you, how our brain is processing that information, that is included in comprehension. Yeah, that is psycholinguistic. It's pretty self-explanatory. Meanwhile, the next one, neurolinguistic, is also pretty self-explanatory. So the name is neurolinguistic. I'm sorry, someone DM'd me, but it's not really important, so I will not reply it now. Yeah, let's get back to the topic. So neurolinguistic, it's pretty self-explanatory. It talks about our brain. So what happened in our brain, the process inside our brain, everything about our brain, it is talked in this uh, topic. So there are some key concepts in this topic, in this neuro-linguistic things. First of all, I would like to remind you guys that I am one of the worst biology learners of all time. I hate it with all of my heart. Things like biology, and then chemistry, and then physics. I hate these three very much. Yeah, I will not get into too deep into this topic because it's not my thing. Yeah, I just have a hard time memorizing biology. So yeah, there are some key concepts such as the areas in our brain, for example, the right side of our brain, and then the left side of our brain, and then the back side, the front side, the top side, the middle part, things like that. It is included in what is the name again? Something localization, brain, brain part localization, yeah, things like that. Yeah, it is mainly talking about where uh, the part of our brain is. For example, the right side of our brain, the name is blah 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 blah. And then the left side of our brain, the name is blah 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 blah. I don't know the name. Yeah. The next key concept is my head hurts. I'm sorry. So the next part is language disorders. So if there is something wrong in your brain, for example, if you experience a brain injury, obviously there's a name for it. I don't know the name. That specific name is included in this part. And the next one is research. Research is things like X-ray and then Röntgen, things like that. Yeah, I just don't understand these things. So yeah, I apologize if you don't really understand about my explanation about this one, but yeah, I don't really understand about this neuro-linguistic. So let's move on to the last topic, the last subtopic. It's called clinical linguistic. The first two topics are pretty self-explanatory, but this one is kinda unique. At first, I thought it was talking about medical stuff, like general medical stuff, but no. It is mainly talking about how we can apply linguistic science to language disorders or language disability. So, how we can identify, how we can describe and treat people with language disability. It is included in clinical linguistic, such as, for example, if someone has dyslexia, they can become normal again, but through some steps, and that is included in clinical linguistic. Ah, there are actually some core areas. I don't remember all of them, so yeah, I'm sorry. There are, I'm pretty sure, 4 or 5 core areas like classification, clarification, something like that. It is how we can define a language disorder. I'm pretty sure it's classification. And then how we can describe about a disability, a language disability mainly. That is describe. Yeah. So there are classification, describe, and then the next one is diagnose. That is how we can tell that, for example, someone has dyslexia. We can diagnose that they have dyslexia. That is the main idea of that. Meanwhile, the next one is assessment. It is how we can uh, measure the disability level. Yeah, that is how you can explain it the simple way. So how high or how low the disability level is, that is included in assessment. I'm pretty sure that is. Oh wait, that is four. The last one is. Wait, what's the last one? I kind of forgot about the last one, but it is mainly talking about how we can improve their communication skill, such as therapy maybe, and then yeah, things like that. That is the last core area. So there are classification. It is how we can define a language disability, and then the next one is describe. It is how we can describe a language disability, and the next one is why am I rapping? Sorry. And the next one is diagnose. It is how we can tell about someone's disability, and then the next one is assessment. It is how we can measure how bad someone's disability is, and the last one is I forgot the name, but it is how we can improve their communication skill. So yeah, those are the three things that we will talk about in this video. So I think that's it for today's video. Thank you for listening to me once again. I apologize if I sound goofy. I apologize if I sound weird. Yeah, I'm sick. I'm still sick right now. My head hurts so bad. Yeah, thank you for listening to me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye bye.